Hello again, everyone. I am Stephanie Dewick, Recreation Programmer for City of Morden, and I'm here with Owen Klippenstein, and we're here to talk to you about week 3 of our menu plan. We are working at saving money and cooking healthy foods, and we want you to cook along with us. So we're going to talk about some of our tips here, and my first question for Owen is, what are a few money-saving tips for this week's meal plan?
So if you look at the shopping list and you really focus on what you need to buy for the week, looking at the protein, it's usually your more costly area, so try and find some ways to save there. So you could compare the cost of your eggs and your chicken drumsticks, your turkey breast, ground beef. Those are the items, protein items this week. And if you can buy a bulk package or a frozen package, that can save you some money. Compare from store to store. Some stores have apps you can go on and check the prices. So you can go online and find the prices instead of walking around in the store. For the pork chops, I would suggest buying a half pork loin. Usually that's a fairly economical piece, and you can cut your own size of pork chops and then freeze any portions that you don't need to cook right away. That's a good money saver. And then for the fish fillets, the basa, you can shop for any like white fish that's on sale and substitute that in there.
Nice, those are some good tips. What would you consider the next area of the meal plan shopping list to focus on for saving money?
The grocery section is a fairly large section. Focus on a few items from there and compare them. Sometimes buying a bigger pack size will save you some money. If you compare the cost per 100 grams, lots of store shelves have the breakdown, and the little label underneath the product says the cost per 100 grams. So if you compare a small box of cereal to a big box of cereal, usually there's a savings there if you buy the larger box, but not always, and sometimes not even always the sale item. So you have to really do your homework, take the time to look, and then maybe at the same time you can look at the nutritional values on there, compare the two items, and go from there.
Yes, for sure. Those are great tips. Sometimes the sale isn't always the cheapest option, which...
That's right. It's the one they need to sell.
Yeah. Where do you shop and why?
For convenience sake, I like to support Morden local area, and I don't want to go too far, so I go to Co-op or Giant Tiger. Like weekly produce items usually from there. I might make a trip to Walmart or Superstore every month or two, but I can understand if you have a family, then maybe you need to go to a larger venue to get the savings. I go to Sunny Day Products in Winkler for some specialty healthy snack foods. Like they have lots of nuts and seeds and good fiber and protein that they have there. Some specialty things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great places.
What about you? Where do you shop?
You know, I do shop at Giant Tiger and Co-op, sometimes for convenience, but I do often, my more regular shop would be at Superstore just for, good savings. And yeah, lots of selection there too.
And they have the point system where Co-op has their Wednesday 5% discount. Superstore has their PC points.
Yeah.
Now Giant Tiger has a VIP card where you get some discounts on certain items. So I guess it all depends what you like. If you like points or you like dividends, or
right.
Kind of a personal choice there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do like the PC points, and we have a credit card that gives us PC points too. So it just feels good to, knock off a chunk of your grocery bill.
Yeah, for sure.
Got that money off for just buying what I need. So, yeah. And yeah, like you say, all the stores have their own little perks and ways for you to save.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips or tricks from your experience as a chef that you would like to share?
Oh man, there's lots of ways to save some money. One thing I always found was a scam to me was buying shredded cheese. I know shredded cheese is still weighed out in grams, but if you compare a brick of, let's say a 1 pound brick of cheddar cheese, and you're going to compare it to a bag of already shredded cheese, if you shred your own cheese and it takes a few seconds, you'll get a better yield by shredding your own brick. And then if you don't need it all, you can freeze it. Cheese freezes usually just fine. So that's one thing I noticed.
Yeah, that is a great tip. The shredded cheese is so convenient though, but you know, if we take that time to prep, like right after your grocery shop, do some of that, you know, work to chop things up and braise things.
Yeah, you can save a lot of money just doing a little bit of prep, and that's what they're upcharging you for, is the time that they pay people to prepare these things, these further processed things, and anything you can do to save the time and it will work out and end up with more money in your pocketbook. You can portion and freeze your meat if you buy that whole piece of pork loin, or you could buy a cheap cut of pork, like a butt end of something, and if you want to make stew meat, then you could cut that up instead of buying already cut stew meat. It's just chopping some meat. So unless you're sensitive to not wanting to touch meat, then maybe you should look for another protein choice. Like you could use lentils or chickpeas or quinoa or something like that.
Right.
Another thing we can do is make like whole meals. You can make a lasagna and cut it up and freeze it. You can make casseroles. You can make meatloaf. Make a bunch of meatloafs up if hamburgers on sale, and freeze them so that you can just have them ready and take them out. And it's, if you have a busy week, then you can just take it from the freezer.
Yeah, that is so nice to have stuff ready to go. Just dedicate that bit of time to get that prepped.
For sure.
Yeah, I like that. Can you shred cheese in a food processor?
You could, if you have a good quality one. You'd probably not want to force it through too much because it might just kind of bung it up, I guess, or lug it up a bit. But I find the old hand box grater is, you can choose your size on it and then shred it up and use what you need and freeze the rest.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just looking at the menu plan for the week.
Oh yes.
I wanted to ask you about baked cheese stratas.
So cheese strata is it's a layered egg and vegetable dish, and you can put protein in it or not. I think this one calls for turkey. You could put in some shredded ham or sliced or cubed up ham or bacon or just more veggies if you're going for the healthy way. So it's cubes of bread, your egg mixture with milk and some seasoning, and then your veggies and meat, and you basically pour it all together and let the bread and milk soak in together for, it says at least 15 minutes, but you can do that overnight. It'll result in a better product if it gets time to sit and the flavors can melt together, and then bake it in the oven, and it's breakfast in one bowl basically.
That sounds tasty. I was also curious about the quinoa and veggie casserole we have here.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about quinoa. What are the benefits of using that?
Okay. Quinoa is an ancient grain that was ignored for a long time. It's actually really high in protein, and it's a gluten-free superfood. So if you can incorporate quinoa into your diet, maybe on a meatless Monday or a day when you're trying not to have meat, or if your diet just calls for no meat, then quinoa is a good substitute. And it has a really neat texture and a neat mouthfeel. So you can throw that in with your veggies in a casserole and see what you think. Maybe you'll want to use it again. Maybe you'll be like, that wasn't for me. So
yeah, we never know until we try.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah, this week looks very tasty.
It's got some classic ones like farmer sausage and cream gravy with noodles, which is not always the healthiest, but if you eat your portion size in moderation, then it's okay. And if you do that, there should be leftover farmer sausage, and you can make a really good cabbage pork soup with that. So that's like a meal in a bowl too.
Yeah, very nice. That sounds great. And what cooking video do we have coming up on Wednesday?
This week we did the Three Sisters soup. So it's a vegetarian soup. Still has lots of protein due to the beans that are in it. It's really earthy. It has squash. So it's a nice vegetarian way to get a full filling meal out of a soup.
Very nice. So that will be up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about saving money for this week?
I guess just with Christmas season right now, everybody's probably shopping and getting overextended, and now is the time to think about. As a chef, you always are thinking a week or two ahead. So as a shopper, you should try and think ahead too to what your budget's going to be after Christmas. If you're overextending yourself now, then think about what those meals are going to be after Christmas, and how to make sure you use your leftovers. And maybe the last week of December and the first week of January is a pantry challenge. You go through your pantry, and there's some apps you can look at and type in your ingredients that you have, and it will come up with suggestions on how to use these certain ingredients into recipes. So maybe try that. It's amazing what you can find in the bottom of your freezer, what you can find in the back, stuff that keeps getting pushed in the back and maybe needs to be used up. So take the last week or two of the year to make up for the extra you spent on Christmas.
That's a great tip and great way to clean house as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're going to leave it there for today. Watch our upcoming videos. Wednesday, our cooking video, and then Friday, our Ask a Dietitian. Comment below with any of your money-saving tips while meal planning and shopping for your weekly food. We are interested to hear from you.
Yeah.
Great week, everyone. See you.